Oh man, it's been a while, but it's time to let's talk about another episode of K-On!
Let's talk about K-On! Again.
Man, after school tea time is back at it again. They did like 3 training trips, but I think it's time for another. Wait, excuse me, hang on. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Mm-hmm. Yes? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. I see. All right, thank you very much. I am being told this is an episode of Jared and Al Watch Love Live.
Mm-hmm.
It's season 1, episode number 10. I'm Jared, that's Doc Al and Ladium.
Hello.
And we're talking about No Senpai Allowed. This isn't K-On!
It's not K-On!
Although it basically seems like it.
It's basically K-On!
We were discussing this during this episode, and there's a lot of this first season that just kind of feels like, man, if you've watched K-On! Already, you know the beats of what's happening.
Yep.
It's going to take a different turn, I think, once we get into these last 3 episodes, but the first 10 have been like, man, this is definitely a formula you're using.
Including the fact that Umi is basically Mio.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have a K-On! Trope coming up.
Mm-hmm.
In this very episode that you're listening to right this second.
This one indeed. So we begin this episode. And it's hot. Man, it's a hot one.
Oh my god.
And they don't want to go out and practice in the heat. Because it's too hot.
I don't blame them.
Nico's like, oh god, you can't make me go out there. It's hot.
Hot.
Hanukkah's like, what if we went on a training trip?
Who's gonna pay for that?
On a training camp. And she's like, Kotori, when do you get paid next? Kotori's like, And he's like, you can't let Kotori pay for it. What are you doing? And then someone's like, oh, what about Maki? She probably has one. And they're like, oh, Maki, you're rich. What if you let us go? And they're like, we can't bully Maki into letting us go. And then everyone gives her puppy dog eyes. And then she's like, Betsy, I guess.
He's like, yeah, I mean, we do have a beach house.
I'll ask my parents. I guess.
It's not like I want to or anything.
It's very good.
Yep, sorry. I had to.
So they get ready to go. They're all gathered together, and Ellie comes up with the idea that they should none of the upperclassmen should have honorifics attached to them, or basically no one should have honorifics attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
We should all be equals for the duration of the trip, which kind of goes well here and there, but still some people slip up here and there because obviously it's very foreign to them.
Yeah, and then they get stink eyes when they forget.
No, don't say that. It's basically how it goes.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, we go to Maki's beach house, which is very big.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is very impressed.
Hanaka's rolling around in a bed.
She is definitely rolling around in a bed.
Saying that she's going to claim that one.
Ren follows suit.
Yep. As you do.
Mm-hmm. They look through Maki's kitchen and they're like, you have a personal chef? And she's like, what? Yeah, who doesn't?
That's pretty normal, right?
Yeah. Nico's like, ugh. What do you mean?
I've never cooked a day in my life because I also have a private chef.
There's a very specific moment you see Nico kind of get antsy about the way Maki is kind of with how with her rich privilege, I guess is the way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is a reason. There's going to be kind of a reason for that. I don't know how well they pay it off, but there's a reason why she kind of gets a little antsy about all of this.
I mean, I could understand that though. I am uncomfortable when I'm like, oh god, this person is way higher class than me and I'm in their house and I don't deserve to be here.
Welcome to class warfare. But I think with Nico's situation specifically, it'll make more sense once we get there.
Okay.
And once they kind of show it off. Because yeah, there's definitely a class disparity between these two characters.
All right.
But yeah, they show off the place and everything, and then they're like, "All right, let's get ready to practice." And Umi brings out this entire chart of like what they're going to do, and everyone's like, "What? What? That's so much work. We can't do all that. What if we just went and played instead?" And Umi's like, "No, we're going to practice." "What do you mean you're gonna play? We came here to practice." And everyone's like, "Oh, look over there, Umi." And Umi's like, "What are you trying to make me look at?" And like most of them just run away. The classic. And then like Ellie, Nozomi, and Maki are just all standing there, and it's like, "What are you gonna do?" And then we get like this weird butt shot of Ellie,
Yeah, that
which is weird.
It made me uncomfortable.
Very unnecessary.
There's so much more fan service in
Mm-hmm.
this than there is in Sunshine. Like, it's gross.
I think it's one of the things where like they thought they needed to do that to get people to watch it, or to keep people invested essentially. And then by the time you get to Sunshine, they kind of like, "Oh, we don't really need to do this because people will get into this."
I guess.
It's one of those cheap tactics that works.
Yeah, I just
So-
hate it. I just hate it so much.
And like when you are a brand new franchise vying for attention in a very crowded space that is anime in the early 2010s, like
Yeah.
you got to do what you got to do. Not to say it's good or anything, but like I get why they would do this. So yeah, we see various beach activities like Kotori headshotting people with a water gun. that is a thing. They run around and do other stuff. They play with a beach ball. Nico at one point just like goes to Maki. He's like, "Hey, can I sit here with you?" And Maki's like, "I don't care, sure." And Nico's like, "Oh yes, of course." "Oh God, I'm so short. I'm so short compared to her. No." The struggle.
Dude. I feel that feel. I know what it's like, man.
I think we might talk about this later when we get to the season finale, but is Nico really the best character in this series?
Nico's the best character in the original Love Live. Yes, easily.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes. No contest.
She's such a gremlin.
She is a gremlin, and I love that. I love how gremlin-y she is.
And I think the dub does a good job of like she's the one character who cusses.
Yeah.
Even though like it's still very like PG cussing, but still like of course she would be the one.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone was gonna say stuff that she says, like, yeah, it would be her.
It's her.
Just fine.
And then they
I
throw a ball
support
at her face.
Poor gal.
After that, they go back to the house. Maki's gonna go shopping, and she's like, "I'll go by myself. I know where it is." And Nozomi goes with her because she's Nozomi and she is an instigator. Nozomi basically is trying to like get Maki to come out of her shell because Maki's still kind of like reserved and like doesn't really want to get attached to everyone. And Nozomi's like just trying to find like little ways to like peel those layers out of her. Like if Nozomi wasn't as like didn't have like half of her character be like a lecherous creep,
Yeah.
she would be a much better character. Because like I think like she is like the weird instigator that also is kind of like is needed for this group. Because you need someone to kind of like push people forward in ways that they may not necessarily do so. And like obviously she was very much behind the scenes before she even joins of like trying to like make sure things go well for Muse and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have that other side of her that just sucks.
Yeah, it sucks really bad.
It's like you could do so much more with this character and not let it like literally half of the character be just
Lecherous?
yes. So yeah, they go shopping and everything. Also, Maki's in like a pantsuit.
Yeah, she looks like she's like a businesswoman from 1987. What
It's
the
like,
heck?
why is that your casual attire?
It's so weird.
I'm rich. That's essentially it. They get back and they they're going to cook dinner, and like Kotori's like, I was going to cook dinner, but I was kind of being slow about it. And then Nico was like, I'll do it. And you just like see Nico just like just going ham on the cooking. Like I'm glad they don't go with like the very traditional trope of like, oh, she's a girl, she can't cook right,
Yeah.
type of thing. And she's like, I'm gonna cook this stuff. It's gonna be great. You're all gonna like it. I'm gonna cook enough for you. There we go. And also they're like, give her crap because like, didn't you say earlier you've never cooked a day in your life? And she's like, oh crap. Idols need to learn how to cook a meal or two. Clearly, this is just what you gotta do. And they're like, well, that's a 180.
Yep.
She also gives Haneo just like a giant bowl of rice.
You know what? I support that. I absolutely support that.
Which she is a rice gremlin, so like that makes sense.
I relate.
Nico looking out for her fellow idols. It's like, hey, that girl likes rice. I'll make her a bunch of rice.
I need somebody who would make me a lot of rice in life. Like honestly, I need that. Somebody make me lots of rice. That'd be cool.
They all eat and everything, and then Hanukkah basically goes to sleep. And Umi's like, we should practice. But like everyone has conflicting ideas of what they want to do. So basically they kind of come to the conclusion, hey, what if we just go to bed? We'll get up tomorrow and we'll go practice.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do that. So they go take a bath. And I was surprised that this was not a fan service scene.
Same.
It was just like, hey, we're going to take a bath together. Hey, we're bathing together. This is cool, right? All right, now we're going to bed.
I was very shocked
It's
that it wasn't.
very shocking. Because that's like, if you're going in that route, like that is the place to do it.
Yep.
I'm like, nah.
Which I'm glad that they went that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow. Wasn't
It's very
expecting
shocking.
it.
They all set out their futons to go to bed. And Maki's like, why are we doing this? We have beds here. They're like, no, this is a school trip, clearly. We gotta do this. It's tradition. So they go to bed, and Honoka's like, hey, are you asleep? I can't sleep. I'm just wired. I love there's a shot where like her and Kotori are like talking to each other, and Umi is just asleep, just like, I'm going to power sleep through this. If they keep talking, I don't care. I'm going to sleep.
Yep.
It is so good.
It's really good.
So that happens. Nozomi tries to talk to Maki for a bit, and then you hear like crunching, and Hanukkah's just like snacking,
Eating chips or something.
I'm having a midnight snack. It might help me sleep. And they'll like turn the lights on and see her doing this, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" Nico wakes up and like looks over, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh," because she's wearing like a face mask and everything, which is weird. Because like, why would they be shocked by that?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then eventually, this all turns into a pillow fight.
Yep.
Because Nozomi throws a pillow at Nico and KOs her for a bit. And it's like, oh my gosh, Maki, why would you do that? Maki's like, huh? So like they just start pillow fighting. And then you just see Umi just like power sleeping still through all of this.
Yep. She's like, ugh.
And then she gets hit by two pillows and then wakes up. And she just like, I thought we were going to bed because we were going to practice in the morning. And they're like, oh, God. And just starts obliterating people.
Yep. It's over.
Yep.
You done goofed.
Mm-hmm. And then they fall asleep.
Yep.
And then the episode ends.
There was a part in this, though, that like at one point somebody is like, "Oh, Hanukkah, you love sleep," and I'm like, "Same."
Yes.
But yeah,
We've torn down the walls between grades.
we have.
Clearly.
I was gonna try and make like a Mr. Gorbachev tear down that wall joke, but then I was trying to figure out like who would even say that about. I guess Ellie, because she's Russian.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway, the joke's gone now.
Well, there you go.
Rip.
You tried.
I did. I tried very hard.
We got some trivia if you want to talk about some trivia.
Yeah, let's talk about some trivia.
Several aspects of this episode pay homage to Natsurio Egao de 1-2 Jump, this music video. That was the third single that came out in 2011. It's in Nico Center. Notable similarities between the music video and the anime include Maki sitting under the shade while the other members play by the sea, Nico stealing the watermelon away from Haneo while they play Smash the Watermelon. It's just funny because like she does that. It's like, oh, that's just Nico.
Gremlin.
And the girls viewing the horizon of the sea together, a sunset in the music video and a sunrise in the anime. Also, it is revealed that Nico puts cucumbers on her face, calling it a beauty treatment. Because, sure.
I mean, that's a normal beauty treatment.
That's like a thing.
It's not unusual.
Yeah.
Whatevs.
So
Just
yeah,
to,
that's
like reduce puffiness of your eyes.
She's an idol.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can understand given what they do that like she cares about her appearance.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that shocking.
Like her specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Whatevs.
But anyways, next time we will be discussing season 1, episode number 11. It's called The Greatest Life Performance.
Whoa.
And it's the start of some drama.
Drama-lama.
Because, we really haven't had any this whole series yet.
Yeah.
Gotta have some. And instead of, third year drama, what if we had some second year drama?
Dun dun.
So that's what we're going to talk about next time. But for now, if you would like more from us, go to seasonlanguagecheckup.com or sac.cools where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Language Checkup and Jared. And now, what? That's this podcast, Season Language Checkup. Yay. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Aunt Ladium, go to auntLadium.com. She's got columns and reviews. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. So join us next time as things are going to take a turn.
No kidding.